Sup, y'all? Bring you guys another video. Yeah, I'm back. First things first, I'd like to apologize for the lack of videos lately. The reasons why I haven't been posting much is first, life got busy. Just mainly got busy here at home and at work. And the second reason is because for the past week I was out of town. I was on holiday. I was on vacation over in the beautiful state of Colorado. And yeah, and while I was gone, Mikey Garcia has decided to retire from the sport of boxing. So let's talk about it. Um, yeah, at the age of 34, Mikey Garcia has decided to retire. Um, Multi-division world champion, I think in three world divisions. In three divisions, he became a world champion. Three or four. I can't remember in the top of my head. Uh, but he's a multi-division world champion, and he has decided to retire after suffering a loss in his last fight. He has retired with a record of 40 wins, 2 losses, 30 wins coming by way of knockout or TKO, losing his last fight against Sandor Martin, a shocker to a lot of people. It was a big upset back in October of last year. Definitely one of the candidates for upset of the year, if not the upset of the year of 2021. He hasn't really been that active, only been fighting once a year for the past few years. Only fought once in 2019, once in 2020 against Jesse Vargas, and once in 2021 against Sandor Martin. The 2019 fight was a loss to Errol Spence, his first loss in his pro career, where he challenged Spence at 147 pounds. Saying that he sees something in Spence, that he thinks he could beat Spence, but obviously that was not the case. He ended up getting schooled in that fight. Has earned millions of dollars in the sport of boxing. It sucks how Mikey Garcia's career went, honestly. He's the brother of a world champion in Robert Garcia, a world class trainer in the sport of boxing. He started off great when he was with Top Rank, fighting, staying active, and after, I think it was what year was that? 2014? I think it was 2014. Things kind of went downhill. He had legal issues with Top Rank. He hasn't fought. He was basically out of the ring for 2.5 years. He was in retirement for 2.5 years. Then he came back in 2016, and he fought once or twice a year. And the past few years has just been really inactive from Mikey Garcia. And you always get this sense, and I'm pretty sure a lot of I think it was HBO. One of the commentators, I can't remember, it was Jim Lampley or Roy Jones or one of them, mentioned how Mikey Garcia is a fighter who has the talent, but doesn't really have that drive in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? You can just tell by the way of his lack of activity. He's more into it for the money, which is not something, I don't blame him, because you do earn a lot of money in the sport of boxing, but he wasn't really in it for the legacy, and you don't really see that hunger in him compared to other boxers who are in it for that legacy, career defining wins, those big fights. And it sucks, but Mikey Garcia has had good fights, but you just couldn't see that drive from him, at least from my point of view. I mean, he's a very talented fighter, no doubt, in my opinion, but man, there's so many fights that we could have seen him in. And the one fight that comes to mind that I wish we could have seen is the Vasily Lomachenko fight. This would have been an amazing fight, in my opinion. Both fighters at 135. They could have fought each other. I mean, honestly, they could have fought each other, but politics in the sport. Mike Garcia not in good terms with Top Rank, and it sucks, but you just can't help but wonder what could have been for Mikey Garcia, because he could have definitely put himself in the history books as one of the all-time greats, only if he didn't have those issues with his promoters and the lack of activity And props to him for challenging himself fighting Spence. But I think people were pretty realistic. Most people were realistic that he wasn't going to win that fight. It was more of wishful thinking from people who were picking Mikey to win that one. But yeah, there's just could have been he could have accomplished so much more, I feel like, if he didn't have those issues in the sport. But that's a sport for you. The reason why he has retired, he actually announced his retirement in such a unusual way. He just posted up, he changed up his profile, and he updated his bio on Instagram. Retired world champion, 126 pounds, 130, 135, 140. So it's four-time world champion in 4 different weight divisions. So I got that wrong early on. So anyway, it is what it is. I wish Mikey nothing but the best. Follow him on Instagram, follow him on social media. It seems like he's enjoying life for the past few years. He's earned, like I said earlier, he's earned millions of dollars in the sport. But I guess it's time to hang them up, and I can't blame him. It's a dangerous sport. Losing a tough fight that people expected you to win might have affected him mentally, and if he decides to come back, then sure, I don't mind seeing him coming back. But it is what it is. So anyway, wish Mikey nothing but the best. Let me know your thoughts and comments. Thanks for listening and watching, and like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.